Hey guys, Vick here and welcome to another review. Today we are reviewing the HotCig SX300 50-watt box mod, and I got this from gearbest.com. Where shall I start? Where do I start? I'm a massive fan of this. I've had it a long time. It is a Cloudpaw version 3 HANA clone. Okay, now if we were going to criticise this, if I was going to do a video on this, I would say I like it, it's good, but there's some things I don't like about it. And the things are, I don't like the little fire button, I don't like the 510, I wish it was floating, I don't like the chip, it doesn't put out exactly what it says it's going to put out, and it doesn't put it out well, etc, etc, etc. And I would probably say in this day and age it only goes up to 30 watts, and that's not enough, and it only sort of lets you go down to 0.5, 0.6 if you're prepared to put it on 30 watts, and that's, you know, in today's day and age people are wanting to go lower resistance. So that is like a mini criticism, a mini review of this, but I do love that mod, and I do use it a lot still. So that, bearing that in mind, we got this. Now this is using that original HANA style shell, but it's got a big fire button, it's got an authentic SX chip inside that goes up to 50 watts, and it's got a floating 510 pin, and it's $40. Currently on gearbest.com it is $40. That is like 27 quid. So without further ado, let's go up close and see if it really is any good or not. I've got my Fogger V6 on top, and it's vaping like this, and we'll go down low and have a look. Okay guys, here we are up close with the HotCig SX300 50 watt. They use the word iChip around in it as well, so maybe it's the 50 watt SX300 iChip by HotCig. This is the box. It's got a nice magnetic snappy thing on the box. It's quite good, so I quite like that. The rest of the box is just the box, and it is what it is. You know, you only really get the mod. If you get it from Gearbest, you don't get a battery with it, but it takes a normal 18650 battery. I'll show you that in a second. Comes with a certificate thing, comes with your classic screwdriver. You can use that to take off the back. Maybe we'll use that in a second. And it comes with this. It's just a piece of paper with loads of safety information on and the specifications of the device. This is another way that I've been rocking it. I'll just show you this. I got it with a chuff on. I got it on a toe with a tobe with a chuff on top, and I actually think it looks quite good there. So you got your black chuff, you got your mod, and it's perfectly capable of rocking you out like that as well. So we'll unscrew that. And this is the mod. So the first thing I'll show you is the 510. It's got your sort of classic indented 510 as is, which is great. I think it's a really nice look. It makes the artist look really nice on it. But it's also, I don't know if you can see that, but it's also a spring-loaded 510 as well. So absolutely everything is going flush on there. This is your screen. You can see the finish really nice in this shot as well. It's just got that sort of semi-metallic-y finish. It means you don't get any finger marks on it, and it just looks good all the time. My hands are a bit juicy. I've been playing around with my Fogger. But yeah, so that's that. On the back, iChip 50 watt made in Shenzhen. I think that's where 90% of the e-cig stuff in China is made. Seems to be like the technology capital of China. Could be wrong. I could be wrong on that, guys. I'm not an expert on Chinese things. This is the button. Nice and clicky, nice firm press, but not too firm. No atomizer. Very astute mod to tell you such a thing as that. And it's one of these gravity jobs. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see I can exit, I can turn the system off, I can change my watts. Whee, go that way, or that way, and just click it when I'm happy, and then exit. And that is that. 1, 2, 3 locks it up. 1, 2, 3 unlocks it, and this is really good fun turning it off. You basically just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 off. Goodbye. You can see my face in there. And welcome, 5 clicks back on, and you've got your welcome going on. The actual screen, you've got your voltage that it's going to give you for your wattage on the left, you've got your wattage on the top, you've got your ohms on the bottom left, and you've got your current battery level. And you can see that thing that I'll mention it up top again, but effectively you can see that it's constantly flicking. It seems to want to be incredibly precise as to where my battery is. Micro USB port there. It didn't actually come with a micro USB. I think China have realised everyone's got 100 micro USB cables now. So it might just because I got mine directly from Gearbest or whatever, but mine did not come with a micro USB, so watch out for that. HotCig, iChip. Underneath is a little hole. I can only assume that is for venting. So let's go back up top and vape on it some more, and I'll give you some highs and lows, positives and negatives of this mod. See you in a second. Okay guys, that was the SX300 from HotCig up close. Not a bad piece, I'm sure you will agree. We'll get straight into the highs and lows of this mod now. Okay, so sorry, I'm just watching one of my negatives happening right here, right now. One of my slight negatives is how incredibly accurate the battery level remaining is. If you actually just sit and watch the screen, it's currently at 4.08 volts. It's like total charge of the battery or whatever. But it fluctuates between 4.07, 4.08, 4.07, 4.08. It just keeps going up and down, up and down. I wish it was less precise in a way, because I don't need to know to that level of detail. And also, I don't need to know that much at all. The battery symbol shows me plenty. Yeah, so that's weird that it jumps around. That's a very, very slight negative, but one that I have noticed. Other negatives, I guess in this day and age, although Hana are still really popular, even they have really moved on a little bit with their box designs. And the design, it is very one-dimensional, I suppose. It is just a black box. It is just that standard Hana case. So I suppose, you know, there are prettier mods that do very similar to this on the market. So that I'm going to give that a slight negative. Also, as I showed you up close, the HotCig, I don't mind this at all, but I know some people will. Just the fact that it just says HotCig iChip 50 watt on the back, made in Shenzhen. I know that some people won't like that sort of white writing on the back. It doesn't really bother me, but I've got to mention it. Another thing I've got to mention that doesn't bother me is the chip. This is one of the gravity chips, the SX300 chip. Went through it down low. A lot of people don't like the whole gravity to operate thing. So I'm going to mention that as a negative as well. The button might annoy some people. I like it. I like it. I like the press on it. It's very clicky, and it's inverted from the actual frame. It's not protruding the frame, and I've heard people criticise that sort of thing in the past. But the button for me is nice. If I was being super critical again, I think the screen is perfectly straight. I think it's on a very slight angle. You know, just slightly off straight on the actual screen as well. If that was being critical, I'd probably say that as well. But other than that, guys, it's purely a taste thing, really. If you just want something that does exactly what it does, you know, then that's great. Those are my sort of obvious negatives that I can throw at it. The positives, on the other hand, if you're happy with the looks, are vast. It's an SX chip, it's accurate, the ohms reading is accurate, the output of the voltage is accurate, the battery reading seems incredibly accurate. Nice big screen, easy to read. I love the fire button, much preferred over the original that I showed you at the beginning. Floating 510 makes everything sit flush and a dream. The 510 is excellent. The price is, in my opinion, the price is amazing. I didn't even know you can get chips for less than $25. I didn't even know SX sold chips for $25, so I don't know how they're selling the whole mod for £27. £27, $41 set £27. That just seems like great value to me. It's rock solid, sits nice on your table. Love the material. I love that. It's a big plus for the material. When they first started coming out, like the early Cloudpore Hana clones, they didn't have this finish. This finish came with the V3, and it's like a metallic-y finish. It doesn't get any fingerprints or any marks or rubs on it. It's absolutely, it's such a nice case, such a nice box. Positives, I like the little light next to the charger. That didn't come on early versions either. That goes green when it's all charged up, red when it's charging. And it's a solid piece, absolutely solid piece. I showed you how I've been rocking it with my Tobe down low. And that's nice and dandy. Fires down to 0.3 ohms as well. That's a big positive for me as well. And I'll vape in it, vapes like this. And that is a positive as well. You know, it's like an Atlantis style vape, but I don't have to keep buying heads. I just make a new coil and I can make it however I like. You know, but that's the Fogger, not necessarily the Vox mod. But no, it's a really solid piece, really well made, really happy with it. It's definitely a keeper. It's definitely going in my plethora of regulated devices. I really like it. Worth checking out if you like the look of it. It comes in blue, silver, red, orange and black as well, so bear that in mind. gearbest.com. Gearbest.com, it's an alright website, you know. It gets some things before Fastech, it gets some things after Fastech, and it works just like Fastech, really. You know, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer to come to you than you would if you bought it from a vendor local to you, but if you're prepared to wait, the prices and the discounts are immense. So that was this, guys. Have a look if you're interested. I really like it. I'm happy with it. It's good. See you again soon.